KHOU 11 News This Morning starts now.
And we have an urgent warning this morning for women leaving the gym late at night. 3 of them have been attacked in the last month. We're going to see what police know about that predator.
Hundreds of people gather calling for justice for Maleah Davis. We have the latest on that investigation.
And President Trump ready to pitch a new immigration plan to the country today, and he wants Congress to move quickly on it. And good morning, Houston. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Russ Lewis.
I'm Lisa Hernandez. It is Thursday, May 16th. Let's talk the forecast real quick. Cheetah has our current temperatures.
Oh my goodness. Yesterday we actually reached a high of 86 degrees and we're carrying some of that heat and humidity over. In fact, we're already starting off in the 70s right along the immediate coastal area. So 71 in Angleton, 73 in Galveston this morning. Otherwise, we're all in the mid to upper 60s, 65 at IAH, 64 in Tomball, 66 this morning in Sugar Land. Really, throughout the next 24 hours, we're not going to see much of a change from yesterday. I know we've had a pretty steady, consistent forecast over the past several days. Southeasterly winds, mostly calm, a little fog, not out of the question here throughout the day. High temperatures build to the mid 80s, so another warm afternoon. Steph will talk more about the rain chances expected Saturday night into Sunday coming up next.
All right, Cheetah, sounds good. Good morning to you and everybody in Oak Forest. Want to start with a look at our Houston TransStar camera of the North Loop. We've had some commotion on both sides of the freeway this morning. So just a minute ago, I saw a stall be removed from the center lane going eastbound, and then westbound overnight, we had a problem where those sand barrels, those attenuators that block the guardrail and protect you in case you ever strike the guardrail. Someone did hit those, and we had some debris all over the freeway. So they did issue a full freeway closure, reopen lanes, but they may go back a little bit later this morning to work on that guardrail. I will let you know if they close lanes during rush hour. We got more coming up. Russ and Lisa.
Okay, Steph, thanks.
Pasadena police this morning, they're trying to find the man who's attacking women after they leave the gym. He has sexually assaulted 2 of them.
They want to get him off the streets before he attacks again. The latest incident happened at Fitness Connection on Spencer Highway in Pasadena Tuesday night. The victim says a man followed her home in a green-colored Ford Mustang. The suspect confronted her and forced her back into her car at gunpoint and then raped her. Police say an attempted sexual assault happened outside the same gym on May 2nd. That woman screamed and the suspect ran off. A similar case happened in Missouri City last month. That woman was also sexually assaulted. Anyone with information about these crimes are urged to call police.
Texas EquiSearch has now temporarily suspended its search for Maleah Davis. Instead, volunteers, they'll work with investigators to follow up on any credible tips that may come in. Yesterday, volunteers did search the woods in Rocheron. They believe Maleah's stepfather, Darion Vence, had a mail route nearby, and his mother-in-law says last year he said that if he ever killed anyone, there are places in Rocheron he could hide a body and they'd never find it. Right now, Vence sits in jail. He is charged in connection with Maleah's disappearance. Last night, hundreds of people honored Maleah at a vigil in Sugar Land. They released balloons with messages for the 4-year-old. And just like us, these people here, they want answers.
It's just people want to know, is she okay? Is she safe? Makes me want to cry because, we've all been waiting to hear, not necessarily good news, but at least some news.
Maleah's mother did not attend the vigil, but there was family representing the girl's biological father at that event. We'll keep you updated every step of the way as investigators try to figure out what happened to Maleah. We'll do that on air and online at KHOU.com. We also have a special section there devoted to the case on our mobile app. The Texas Rangers will take over the investigation into a deadly shooting by Baytown police. An officer shot Pamela Turner Monday night at the Brixton Apartments. Yesterday, rapper Trey the Truth organized a rally. He calls that shooting unjustified.
My main thing is I don't want this to be a situation where it gets swept under the rug.
I believe that the Fourth Amendment was violated in the decision not only to shoot once, twice, but 5 times.
The family has hired a civil rights attorney, Ben Crump, and he'll talk to reporters later today at Harris County Civil Court.
Some students at Memorial High School are accused of taking things too far during Spirit Week. Pictures showed students dressed with chains on, wearing jerseys, fake tattoos, they had cornrows on what they called Thug Day. The actual theme is Jersey Day. School administrators announced they would cancel the rest of Spirit Week because of this. Some students say they knew Thug Day could be considered offensive, but few actually spoke out.
I don't think people were like, oh, that's offensive, like whenever they were walking by them.
If you think about it, anybody could be a thug. So I think if anything, it was more of like a stereotype rather than a racial thing.
Administrators with the high school won't say if any disciplinary actions have been taken against those in the photos. President Trump is taking another shot at immigration reform, trying to revamp legal immigration and the green card system.
But as Mark Liverman reports this morning, many believe this latest plan will go nowhere on Capitol Hill, just like past attempts to change the system.
Speaking at the Peace Officers Memorial Service on Capitol Hill Wednesday, President Trump hammered what he says is congressional inaction on illegal immigration.
Not one more American life should be lost because our lawmakers failed to secure our borders.
Today at the White House, he'll lay out a new plan, one that overhauls legal immigration.
I don't think most countries are giving us their finest.
This proposal is spearheaded by the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, as opposed to recent failed plans by immigration hardliner Stephen Miller. It creates a merit-based approach that assigns immigrants points, similar to Canada and other countries. More green cards would go to those with high-level skills, degrees, and job offers. Young people and English speakers would also have an advantage. Family ties carry less weight, and it eliminates the diversity visa lottery.
I'm not encouraged. I hate to say that.
The plan faces an uphill battle, even with Republicans.
It's a tough issue. Like I said, we'll see how it plays out, but it's a good faith effort on their part.
And it's unlikely to receive much Democratic support.
Donald Trump is clearly more interested in creating a political mess to amplify his own electoral agenda, as opposed to trying to solve our broken immigration system.
The president's proposal does nothing to help DACA recipients, and it calls for more border wall construction. Mark Liverman, CBS News.
Alabama Governor Kay Ivey has signed the nation's most restrictive anti-abortion bill into law. Under that bill, doctors who perform an abortion will be charged with a felony punishable by up to 99 years in prison. The measure does not make an exception for rape or incest cases. The only exception would be when the mother's health is at risk. That bill goes into effect in 60 days. The ACLU and Planned Parenthood both say they will challenge that new law in court.
A judge has ruled that voter-approved pay raises for Houston firefighters are unconstitutional. The judge says that Prop B violates the state's collective bargaining law. In response, Mayor Turner rescinded more than 300 layoff notices for firefighters and other city employees. So everybody will keep their jobs for now, but the firefighters union is promising to continue that fight. KHOU will lay off at least 35 employees. Its Crosby plant, of course, burned after that explosion last month. One person died in that fire, and KHOU says now it's been forced to restructure. More than 100 workers, though, will remain at the plant.
Bregman drives one deep to left field, and this ball is gone.
Alex Bregman hit his 9th homer for the month and 14th of the season. The Astros top the Tigers 5-1. They take on the Red Sox tomorrow night in Boston. First pitch, 6:10.
If he keeps this up, he is going to blow past a major league record for home runs in a month.
Yep.
It's unbelievable what he's doing right now. All right, Cheetah, looks like dry weather today, but you're still looking at a pretty wet weekend, aren't you?
Oh, my goodness. I know. Late Saturday night and into Sunday morning specifically. You're exactly right. So a spotty storm is very possible today through tomorrow. So I don't want you to kind of lose sight of that. If you catch that stray shower, an isolated thunderstorm by the afternoon, that really should be about it. But heavier rain is expected, a more organized system out of the Pacific. And then we are heating up next week, upper 80s, maybe even a few low 90s. So get ready for it. This morning, we're in the mid to upper 60s. We are starting off with some patchy fog, especially areas west of town, but otherwise we have a really quiet morning here. Dry conditions for much of the day today, so maybe another pool afternoon, maybe get outside, run any of the errands you need to do, because we're going to be dealing with mid 80s. If anything, just get the air conditioning cranked. We are dry and just warm really across the state of Texas. I'd have to take you out to the Pacific. Look at this baby lining up. Pretty big system out of the Pacific. Notice the big comma shaped. This is the next area of low pressure. Here's the front trailing just attached to it, and all the rain, even some snow along with it. This is going to be tracking west to east. This will be the disruption that we notice late Saturday night into Sunday morning. So today, mid 80s this afternoon, about a 10, max 20% chance for a stray shower. Similar there for your Friday afternoon. Increases after about 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So the majority of your day Saturday should be okay. It's Saturday night into Sunday morning, but by midday Sunday, we actually clear up, dry off for the afternoon. And then next week, we'll keep a daily rain chance, but rain chances continue to stay low. It's those temperatures that are heating up stuff.
All right, Cheetah, sounds good. Let's take it outside to your drive. We're going to highlight that East Freeway going eastbound. So as you approach the East Loop, this is that drive out of downtown heading towards Jacinto City. Everything's fine with your stroll here, but close by out of camera frame at Wayside. We do have a stall. Nothing to keep a close eye on, though, because it is off to the right shoulder. So just something that happened a couple of minutes ago I wanted to report. Overall, you got a lot of green out there, so that is good news. But we have this construction project we've been seeing all week, still in full swing, and will be with us until Saturday. So it's a nightly project that takes us from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. And it's that closure going north on your Southwest Freeway. They're working really hard on beautifying those flyover ramps there. So they have shut down the connections both north and south to the West Loop exit at Wesleyan. And then taking a look at that long haul commute out of Conroe. Really beautiful drive right now, accident free, heading into downtown on your 45. Russ and Lisa.
All right, thanks, Steph.
We're coming up on 441. You know, parallel parking, it could be dropped from the driver's test in the state of Michigan. We're going to break down the reason behind that. And also this morning, we're getting your take.
After 12 years, fans will say goodbye to the CBS hit show, The Big Bang Theory. We'll hear from the cast about what they'll miss most.